Hey guys, I'm Coach Jay, and I'm a mental performance coach. And today we're going to talk about how much training is too much. And I work with kids, high school athletes all over the country that are training to be able to compete where they can go play college sports. Also, work with a ton of high school or a ton of college athletes. Do that through FaceTime, GoToMeeting, and just regular phone calls. Let's talk about how much training is too much. I get asked this question a lot, and the you know it's complicated, and I'm not gonna solve it for you today, but we are gonna at least talk about it so you can kind of ask questions of yourself and of your athlete, and maybe even of your trainer. And so, as a general rule, one of my things that I use is at the point where you are getting injured, you're training too much. Injury is our enemy. I'm not worried about the guy across the court, I'm not worried about them. Injury is always our enemy. And so, if you are overworking your body, if you are not training your body properly, if you're training your body too much, you got to back it down. So, of all the things I deal with as far as injuries go, it's typically I've had to deal with a lot of baseball guys where head coach wasn't keeping up with the pitch count, even though they said they would, and they got too immersed in the game and left my guy out there too long. So initially we're shooting for 50, 60 pitches. Next thing you know, we're over 80. And once you start pushing that body too many throws, it starts breaking down. It's not made. It's not created for that. And so um, all of my athletes that are baseball players, I encourage them to keep up with their pitch count so that they know how many pitches they've thrown in the course of a week. So we make sure that we have recovery time in there so that we are doing exercises, resistance training to help build those muscles. But the body will tell you what's going on, and if it is hurting, if it is bothering you, if you don't feel like you can play at full speed, that's an indicator that you got to back it down. Now, another piece to that too is you have to look at your discipline as far as quality sleep. So if you're not getting quality sleep, 8 to 9 hours of quality sleep, if you're not getting that, you're more likely to get hurt. So I will just tell you, having worked with probably 1,500 kids over the last 10, 10, 15, 10, 12 years, after working with that many kids, typically when I see an injury, when there's usually an injury that happens, it's usually they're doing too much, or they went out to play a sport and they didn't get proper sleep. So their conscious level was lower. And next thing you know, they're putting their body in some kind of contorted position, or they weren't aware of their what was around them and they ended up getting hurt. And so I don't have any kind of factual information to back that up. I'll just tell you that from my experience, just with injuries are not really random as a general rule. It's there's usually we didn't get enough recovery time. The body was not at full speed. They didn't get enough sleep. They're under too much stress, and so then they put themselves in a position. They got hurt. Overusage is the other piece, obviously. So people they tend to think, you know, if 100's good, 150 is better. And it really just doesn't work like that when you're working with your body, because it's not created to overexert. It's not created to put too much stress on one part of the body for too long. So you got to be really smart about it, because once you're injured, you're out a minimum 30 days. A lot of these injuries are 90 days, and some of them can be 6 months to a year. So I think you need to be in touch with what's working with your body, what's not working. Some of my clients work with chiropractors. Some of them work with massage therapists that tell them, hey, your hamstring is too tight. I'm going to work on that area. Um, I think just having good people around you that are invested in you is a big piece. But We just gotta you gotta be smart about this stuff. You can't go out there 9 days in a row, no breaks, and just work your body till you can't throw a football any longer. And I've had people that have done that prior to me meeting with them, where they just, I'm not taking a day off. That's for wimps. Well, you know what? If you don't take a day off, you're going to be sitting on the sideline because you're not going to be able to throw a football. And so, it really ain't about wimps. You got to be smart about this stuff. And so many kids just think that if they just work and work and work, and they tell me, hey, I spent 30 hours of work last week between the weight room and all the things I'm doing. And I'm just like, dude, that's too much. It's too much. Like, just because you spend more time on your sport does not mean you're going to play better, especially if your mechanics are wrong, especially if your attitude's wrong, effort, energy, all that's not right. I'm not going to do well. So, you know, this is stuff I dive into every single day. I want kids to be healthy. I want them out there playing a sport, enjoying it, having fun. These are fun times. So, um, all that being said, I'm Coach Jay. I'm down in Ponte Vedra. I hope that this helped. I hope you'll like and subscribe to my channel. And I'm starting this up, trying to build it, and hope you guys will support me in that. And if I can help you in any way, I'm Coach Jay, listed on Psychology Today as Coach Jay. I have a website, sportsintervention.com, and I'm on X at College Scout FB. So God bless. Have a great day. See ya.